So as everybody's been talking about Firefox being so bad, different distros have either decided to keep their same default browser, which has largely been Firefox, or ditch their default browser for a different browser. So Zorin OS has decided they are switching their default browser. So in the Zorin OS 17.3, it offers new features that strengthens privacy and enhances the user experience. So we look at, for example, it changed its default browser from Firefox because of Mozilla's recent policy changes, which open a lot of abuse for user privacy. Now, Mozilla's policy can be worded in such a way, but with loose definitions of the way things are, it opens the door for them to do bad things with things that they've shown that they will take advantage of down the road. So looking to replace Firefox with something that's open source, full-featured, and capable of playing DRM web content, and actively maintained with a strong focus on privacy, it went with Brave. So some people have commented that, like, Zorin both took a W and an L at the same time, probably due to the fact that they picked Brave. Now, that's due to the fact that Brave has a lot of extra stuff added in, like Brave Rewards, Brave Wallet, and like their sponsored stuff on the background images, the pop-ups. I don't use Brave too much because when I open it, for example, I end up getting, if I type my things in right, I end up getting the pop-ups like this, and it kind of annoys me because there have been times where I haven't been able to dismiss the pop-ups, and if I go into like the settings here, let's see, I'm not sure which one it's a part of. 30-day ad history, I'm pretty sure I've turned a lot of it off, but for some reason it still bothers me for some things. By resetting your current Brave Rewards profile, it will be deleted. Brave Rewards will no longer be enabled. If you enable Brave Rewards again later, you'll start with a new profile. I understand. Reset. So I can turn that off, and it should bother me less about Brave Rewards, okay? Now, they've also got their Leo AI implemented into it, and I believe that's a service that they've added as a... Now, what is it? What's the word? That should hopefully get rid of that pop-up, though, but yeah. If I go look at Wallet, I can, yeah. I'm not too worried about it. But they went with Brave. Oh, Brave has a lot of interesting stuff in it. Let's see, better Windows app handling. So with an eye on the upcoming Windows 10 end-of-life date, Zorin OS expands its Windows app handling. When users attempt to run the Windows installer in Zorin OS, the distro recommends native Linux versions or alternatives to cover more software. So the fact that, Zorin automatically connects, like, hey, you're trying to install a Windows application, maybe you should try this one over here, and redirects them over. That's actually pretty cool, and for new users especially, that's a big transition thing that I think even Garuda doesn't do. Even. So the fact that, one, Brave can integrate that, and two, Zorin is doing that like straight off the cuff, I think it would become one of my newer defaults to recommend to new people, because it's like, hey, they can learn like what alternatives there are, or that there's actually a native application that they can actually set up on their system, and they don't have to use the Windows installer, and then the operating system maintains it automatically for them. Where native analogs aren't present, it suggests the best alternatives, such as events instead of Adobe Acrobat Reader. See, that's what I mean, is this makes the transition into Linux a lot easier, because you're actually getting suggestions on things that will work. If you use Android smartphone or tablet, you might be familiar with KDE Connect or GS Connect. Zorin OS has long included its own fork of these tools, Zorin Connect. So yeah, you can connect your smartphone. Let's see, lets you use your phone's gyroscope. So you can use your mouse, phone as a touchpad, and then also use your gyroscope. Oh my goodness. So Zorin Connect has been updated with a redesigned interface that adapts to your Android's device theme. So it uses Material U standarding. Kind of cool stuff. Let's see. Anyway, yeah. The big one is the fact that they went to Brave as the web browser because Mozilla no longer lines up with our stuff, so we're going to switch default browser. I think this has been one that they may have been debating on for quite a while already, but the Mozilla thing just kind of like bumped that into like, yeah, we're just gonna like do it now. So Zorin, it's been a long time since I've messed with Zorin. I remember way back when messing around with it, and yeah, it comes with Wine installed by default, or came with it that way, and things like that, so it made the transition to Windows a lot easier. I think, was it Lindo? The old project name had some weird, like, Windows clone name to it, like Lindows or something like that. Then they renamed to rebrand, make it more unique, and things like that. But yeah, it's a pretty cool project. It's been around for a long time. And I can't think of what it was before. So if I go Zorin OS. I remember seeing the rebrand to Zorin, and it was pretty cool. Oh, when they changed it, and the logo changed, and things like that. Zorin OS 1.0. I'm pretty sure it was something else before being renamed to Zorin, or am I thinking of a different project? I might be thinking of something else, but I feel like I'm right. Now, I could be wrong, but I feel like I'm right. Okay, where's our Zorin one? I mean, it fits into here. I don't know. There was something, and it was there, and I'm pretty sure Zorin was what it came from. Core and Ultimate, Core Gaming. Might have been something different, but I could be wrong. Now it's going to bother me. But anyway, yeah, Zorin makes a lot of the transition easier, and it comes with Brave installed. It's not Google Chrome. It's not Firefox due to Mozilla's policy changes. And because Mozilla bad, Mozilla's losing market share. And Brave is apparently better, which, I mean, I can agree to it being better in a lot of ways. At the same time, there are a lot of features that I've obviously dumped it because of it implementing and, like, using. But yeah, Zorin OS has changed its default browser to Brave. If you liked the content, if you enjoyed it, if you think I deserve it, like, comment, subscribe, leave any criticisms you have or what have you. I appreciate it. Feed that algorithm, like I said, and I will see you guys in the next one.